Hey everyone, I'm wygowarrior, aka Julie. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with some makeup. Everything I'll be using will be from Tarte. So I organize my makeup typically by category. So I have containers with, say, bronzers, others with all my blushes. Behind me is where I store my eyeshadows. You get the picture. However, with certain brands, I actually keep all of the brand items together. For example, these two boxes here contain all of my Charlotte Tilbury. I have a box with all of my Ofra products, and the majority of the Tarte products I own is inside this box. However, not everything fit in that box. The larger products such as these are stored outside that box, and there are certain products, these guys here, which I use more frequently, those are in my everyday makeup bag. Let me know, I'm super curious. Do you keep your products together by type, like you have your blushes, your highlighters, contours, etc. together? Or do you do like I do with certain brands where you keep everything from one brand all together? Many of these Tarte products I picked up when they do their annual, actually I think it's twice a year, where for $65 you can pick up 7 products. I think it's 6 products and then you get a bag. Other times I'll get products in Ipsy, or I'll snag something when I do an Ulta haul. I own 7 eyeshadow palettes, 3 blushes, 1 bronzer contour palette, 3 foundations, 9 concealers, 5 eyeliners, the glow wand, which I could use as a highlighter, but guess what? I actually have a highlighter. I had no idea. All right, let me get my hair out of my face, and let's start with what I'm going to call a primer. Is it technically a primer? No. But do I love having glowy skin? Yes, I do. And I actually use this product as if it were a primer. Very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury and e.l.f. Glow products. This here is the Shape Tape Glow Wand. I have it in the shade Sunbeam. If you've never seen it before, this is what the packaging looks like. It has a flat paddle, and I like to just gloop it on my face, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury, and it provides a nice glow. The Hydroflex, I don't remember if I used it, possibly, and I'm fairly certain I've never used this product before, which is the Tinted Hydrator, so let's give this one a try. I have it in the shade 10 and Fair Neutral. This here is what the packaging looks like. It's giving me BB cream vibes. Well, let's do a swatch and see what she looks like. All right, it's a little more liquidy than a typical BB cream, and I am learning slowly. I am not 10 and Fair. That looks pretty light. The Hydroflex is in the shade 14N Fair Light Neutral, which is probably going to be darker. Let's see how dark. Okay. That 14N is a little too dark. The 10N is too light. But if I blend them together, I think it will be perfection. All right, they're both pretty runny. So here we have the 10N and here's the 14N. I'm just going to blend it on my hand and throw it on my face. If you have never done that before, I highly recommend. Meaning, if you shop online like I do, and you either buy something that's too light or too dark, don't fret, and if you aren't able to return it to get the correct shade, just mix and match. You can mix to get the perfect shade as long as the first ingredient is the same. So if you have a water-based foundation and another one, mix them together. Do not do an oil-based with a water-based, that won't work. If you have a silicone-based foundation, make sure you pick another silicone-based. I would say 9 out of 10 of the foundations I own, if not a higher percentage, are water-based. From all the concealers, I have to go with the creaseless, mainly because I'm trying to hit pan on it. I know I talk about it all the time, but it is one of the better concealers I've ever tried, and I'm just so close to hitting pan on it. This is one of the few concealers that does not look dry and cakey on me. Every concealer will creep into my fine lines, but certain ones look really drying. So honestly, from all the concealers I've tried out thus far, This one works the best for me. I'm just going to take a damp sponge and just kind of press everything into my skin. All right, let's check here. It is still feeling, I don't want to say damp. I can still feel the product. It hasn't settled down yet. It is transferring to my hand slightly. I'm going to take a sponge and see if pressing it in will help, because no one wants to rub up against something or get their foundation on. Plus, I'm going to have some powder products and I want to make sure everything sits on the skin well. All right, while my complexion products are settling into my skin, let's actually go out of order and put on the eye look next. The issue I'm going to have is picking a palette. Tarte eyeshadow palettes, in my opinion, come in some of the most beautifully decorated packaging. Their eyeshadow palettes also smell like cocoa, or at least I'm picking up a very subtle chocolate scent. Now, if you aren't into neutral palettes, you probably will not enjoy Tarte. So here are two of the palettes there, very neutral. These two palettes also have a very similar color story, and these two palettes have the brightest or most colorful color stories, at least as far as Tarte goes, that I own in my collection. I think I've done eye looks before using these two palettes, so I'm going to skip them today. I've worn this palette in several videos, so I'm going to skip this one as well. I think I'm going to go with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I know it's been around for years and is one of their #1 sellers. And honestly, I don't think I've used this palette before, so let's give it a try. I'm going to go in with this shade in the crease. There is some kick up. That doesn't bother me, but heads up, if you don't like eyeshadows that aren't pressed in the pan very hard, then you probably wouldn't like shadows from Tarte. That shade was a little darker on my lids than it looked in the pan, so I'm going to go in with this shade here and just go a little above it right here. Oh, that's also darker. Interesting. All right, well, we're going with the flow. How deceiving. You see these very light neutral shades in the pan and they're showing up not super dark, don't get me wrong, but just they're looking darker than they look in the pan. All right, I'm going to go in with this shade here and deepen up the outer corner. That was way darker than I was expecting. I'm going to grab a fluffy brush. I thought it was a dark brown, but that's looking more black. So let me just blend it out. I'm not digging that, but I'm going to match the craziness on the other eye, and then I'll come back and put a softer, more reddish brown to try to make that not so stark. All right, I'm just going to take the brush with the first shade I used and just kind of blend everything together, because that dark brown, aka almost black shade, it just, I wasn't expecting it. So let's do a little blending, not to worry. All right, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is kind of a, I don't know, like a brick brown. There's way more red in this, and let's see if we can't help with this stark black by adding just something a little warmer. Okay, that's the shade of brown I thought I was originally going to pick up. It's wonderful how you can kind of mix and blend your own colors. That's the beauty of eyeshadow. All right, now I'm going to take this shade here, which is a shimmer, on my finger and apply it to the center of my lid. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and do some blending. I'm going to go into the Clay Play Must Have palette and take the highlighter shade and add it to my brow bone and inner corner. Alright, now I'm just going to take a mix of this shade and that shade and put that underneath my lash line. I just noticed there is a deeper shimmer shade. It's a little bronzy. I'm going to add that to my eyes as well. I'm going to put it on the outer third to kind of gently transition from the deeper into the more golden, lighter shimmer that is in the center of my eye. And now I'm just going to blend the two together with a brush. And then I think my eye look is done. Alright, let's check in on the face here. It's doing much better. I can still feel something when I touch it, just ever so slightly. But just sitting here, I don't feel like there's anything on my face. I don't know how to explain it. Just, I can feel something slightly. I forgot about this eyeliner slash little cream eyeshadow stick. That is the perfect size and hopefully the perfect shade. I'm going to use this and get something going in the corner of my eye. Alright, that is more peachy than I thought, but I'm not mad at it. I'm going to drag a little in here. Okay, now on to eyeliner. For the waterline, I'm going to use the Easy on the Eyes. I have used this recently and I've talked about it. It's okay. What I don't care for is it is a hard plastic, so when you have to sharpen it, you see how it gets kind of jagged and it makes the tip a little wonky. It also, it's not the worst, but it's not excellent as far as staying in my top waterline. It will transfer down as I blink. There are way worse, but I'm still on the hunt. For my liquid liner, I've been using this for over a year, trying to hit pan on it. It's the liquid liner that keeps on giving. This here is the double take. I used up the pencil part like eons ago, but man, this liquid liner is just never ending. I'm so used to doing my makeup in a certain order, it's throwing me for a loop that I haven't done my cheek products yet. So let's move along to contour bronzer. This here is the Park Avenue Princess. This has been out for eons. I got this in, I forget what it's even called. It was the $50 big box from BoxyCharm, the one where you got 8 products. Back before I even started filming YouTube videos, I want to say like fall of 2019. And even then receiving it in BoxyCharm, it was an older product, meaning it had been out on the market for quite some time, but I was thrilled to get it. I'm just gonna go into these two shades and hope they aren't too orangey on my skin tone. A little heavy-handed. Maybe it's the brush. Let's see if hitting it with my foundation sponge can help out. Alright, that helped. Now let's move along to blush. I'm going to use the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. I have it in the shade Dazzled, which looks like this. And I think I'm going to top it with this blush here, which has a little shimmer to it, which is the Frosted Blush from Sugar Rush, which is a sub-brand of Tarte. What's interesting is they look very different in the pans, but swatched they look very, very similar. Here is the Amazonian, and this here is the one from Sugar Rush Frosted. Alright, this video is probably 18 hours long. Please don't go ham or I have to fix anything. Oh. Alright. Don't think I can go ham. Where's the blush? It's there. I guess I'm just so used to going ham that when something's on in an appropriate amount, I don't see it. Leave me a comment. Do you have issues going too ham with your blush, or is that a me problem? All right, let's see if I don't regret. Ooh, she's bright. All right, let's do that and just gently tap. Now onto the lip products. I have a choice here. These look similar, but they are different. One is the Maracuja Juicy Lip. This is more of, it's not a lip gloss, but it's more shiny than a typical lipstick, but it does come in a little pen here and you have to click up, but careful, once up, you can't go down. This here is the Maracuja Juicy Lipstick. This one twists up and will twist back down. The lipstick is in the shade Rose and the Juicy Lip is in the shade Orchid. Here are the swatches. This is the lipstick, this is the Juicy Lip. You know what? Let's go with both. I'm going to start with the lipstick. I would say it's a satin formula. It feels satin, whether it looks satin, meaning it does not feel drying on my lips. This product is interesting because it's gloss-like, but not being a liquid. I enjoy this one so much better because it feels like a lip gloss. Super glidey, very moisturizing, and just, it's more my jam. All right, I'm gonna touch up my mascara, fix my hair, and come back and give my final thoughts. All right, I'm back, hair back to normal, mascara touched up, and you know what? I forgot to apply highlighter. Let's check out this little stick here. It's so tiny. I don't know if I should use my finger or a brush. It seems too small for a brush. Let's start with the finger and see if I regret that. But okay. Not really seeing much. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm wondering now, is this meant to go under your eyes? At this point, I've been filming for like what feels like 2 hours. Let's move along just to this highlighter so this video can come to an end. Isn't it funny how I own these products, but I have so much makeup? There are items in here that I'm not familiar with because honestly, I forgot I own them. Which is why I like filming and using makeup products so I can figure out what I like, what I don't like. That is a little more golden than my preference, but it is a highlighter and I thought did really well on the brow bone. All right, so here's the final look. It was a little struggle and challenge to get here, but we finally got to the end of the journey. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna say overall, I enjoyed these products. The complexion products by Tarte to me are always some of the best. The eyeshadow, it wasn't bad, don't get me wrong. I was just really surprised by the shade that looked like a dark brown that turned out to be way more black, but I think I managed to make it work. That Princess palette, ooh, these are not matching. Just whatever's left on the brush. Let's just, I probably went a little too deep. I swatched them earlier and they didn't seem as dark as they looked, but also I think make sure your brush isn't too dense. The blushes were nice. The lip product is nice. Highlighter. I think I am so into O for highlighters that I've never picked up a true highlighter from Tarte other than the one that happened to be in this eyeshadow palette. The eyeliner, great. The liquid liner is great. The one that is for the waterline, I had to wipe out some that was transferring down, but story of my life. All right, now I want to hear from you. Do you like Tarte? If so, which Tarte products are your favorites? To me, they really shine with complexion products, specifically concealers. Of all the Tarte products, I own more concealers than anything else. But if you love their eyeshadows, are really into their blushes, let me know down below. All right, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so by now, I would love if you would subscribe. For those who have, thank you so much. Remember to click that bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. And if you could do me a huge favor, clicking on that thumbs up really does help with my channel to grow. All right, thanks everyone.